In the last episode, guys, we talked about my first achievement, okay? Earning $50. So I earned my first $50. Someone trusted me enough, basically, to make their first payment for the Journey to Success Club on my Substack. However, I felt strange about it. I didn't feel as accomplished as I had hoped. And I also experienced a sense of guilt, I mean, deep down, I really want to be genuinely happy about the success, and I wasn't. So, through our discussion, we realized the importance of comparing the milestones we set hmm, with the actual value of our accomplishments. So, in few words, in short, if your milestone is solely about money, don't expect that reaching your first $10, $20, $50, or whatever will bring you the satisfaction you desire. It doesn't work like that. Okay, it doesn't work that way. When you assign value only to something materialistic, you cannot expect to receive spiritual fulfillment or happiness in return. Okay. Yes, of course, achieving your first paycheck can bring joy, but it's not the paycheck itself that truly brings happiness, okay? The reality is that money is an indirect consequence of your actions, whether those actions are good or bad, okay? It's up to you, of course. But the better your actions, the more satisfied you will feel. And as a result, of course, money will follow, money will come, okay? So, in the meantime, it's essential to be grateful for your journey. Appreciate the first paycheck and be thankful for those who take the time to listen to you, check up on you, follow you, support you. So, embrace the entire experience, the entire package, and you will avoid falling into the same trap that I did. Hi, guys. My name is Fabio from Journey to Success, and welcome. Everything I'm speaking to you about is something I have already studied, all right? It's something that I always try to get the right knowledge for it. So I know that money is not the solution. I always knew that. What I've done so far is to give you value to all of you. Value is very important in all this story when in our mind we want to achieve a certain goal, a certain purpose, right? Value is something that has to stick in your brain, okay? So giving value is the answer. We know that. However, when I first received my first paycheck, all right, I really learned an important lesson that I want to express here in this episode. And this motivational quote comes from Albert Einstein. So Albert Einstein said, try not to become a man of success, but rather become a man of value. It's interesting. It's interesting, this quote. Also, if we consider, that the title of my podcast is Journey to Success, all right? Suggesting that success, the word success, is the key, is the key word of my title. But success without value is like a space without oxygen. So no matter how infinite the possibilities may be, guys, without value, you can only observe, okay? So you cannot progress, you cannot make progress. So what are basically the steps to becoming a man of value? How can one achieve this? Several key elements must be considered, of course, on the path to success. And in this podcast today, our goal is especially to help you achieve success with awareness and mental stability while staying grounded, all right? While staying on the ground. So one important aspect of this journey is, of course, the practice of celebration. That's what we're going to talk about today. Today, I want to delve deeper into this concept, the concept of celebration, especially since I nearly missed the chance to celebrate when I received my first paycheck, okay? So acknowledging and celebrating your milestones is absolutely essential. And I would like to discuss why this is so crucial for your journey. But before going forward, as always, please subscribe, guys. All right. So I know this is the right direction to lead you, to drive you, to guide you towards your journey to success. And let's get started, all right? As always. So, when the day I received my first paycheck, okay, I had a call with my fiancée. And she said to me, "Hello, how are you? Are you happy with your first money?" And I remember I replied something like, "Yeah, I guess so, but I wish I felt happier. I don't know if I fully process it yet." Then I say like, "Actually, you know what? I have to go because I'm busy writing my next episode. I have to do this, I have to do that. I have so much to do right now." And then she said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, just a moment. You should take a break and dance. You should do something like, but mostly you should enjoy yourself. So why are not you doing that?" She said to me. "So you should do nothing today, or anything rather than working on my project." And her words, guys, made me think. I realized she was right. Okay, why was not I celebrating this? So this was an achievement for me. Maybe it was the achievement I had been waiting for a long time right now. So one of the first things I recognized was that I was still projecting myself into the future and not fully enjoying the present. And for this, I would like to dig a little bit deeper into this point. The future, guys, will eventually become your present, okay? But if you are too focused on the future, like in my case, for example, in the case of a lot of people like me, you can lose touch with the present moment, okay? So that's the first point that I want to highlight here. So when you desire to achieve something that requires a lot of energy, and that can be your career, it can be starting a family, having a child, launching a business project, whatever, you are essentially projecting yourself into the future, okay? We often see ourselves as travelers in this journey. However, if you are so, let's say, absorbed in what lies after, you may literally miss out on your present, okay? Hey guys, just a quick break. Here at Journey to Success, I want to welcome you into something special: the Journey to Success Club. It is more than just a newsletter. You will become part of the club. When you subscribe for free, you'll be the first to know when new episodes are out, where you also get extra inspiration to fuel your own journey with daily motivation from me. And if you have never thought about growing your Substack community or using it to support your business, product, or podcast like I do, I would love to offer you a 7-day trial so you can see all the prompts I use to grow my Substack. Just head over to journeytosuccessclub.substack.com or click the link below to start growing your community today. We're in this together, guys. Now, back to the show. So when you come to this realization, guys, it can be confusing. That's what happened with me. So you might feel disconnected from your present self because you have been too focused on the future. Okay, thinking like, wait a moment, I need to return to the present. Being highly focused on the future, guys, can make it difficult to celebrate your current achievements, okay? Since you are always projecting yourself forward, okay? So the first step I took, after this call with my half, was to ground myself in the present. So I stopped everything, I closed everything I was doing, I closed my computer and did nothing. Nothing. Like I I went out, I walked, walked, think about the act of walking. I made a coffee, think about the act of make a coffee. So I was really trying to be in the present again, me and the present. That's it, okay? So the day when I had the call with my fiancée, and when she made me realize that I worked with myself to reassociate with the present, okay? So I reached out to all the parts of myself that were too much for too long in the future. So I asked the version of me from the Journey to Success Club on Substack to be present, as well as the podcaster version of myself, to be present. And I did the same for the part of me that had achieved the milestone of earning $50, all right? Reminding him that this was a great accomplishment and that Fabio should focus on the present moment to celebrate this achievement. Okay, so basically, I was still too much in the future. I was still planning, still chasing something, but the solution in this case is just walk in the present. Okay, that's it. So acknowledging that I had been too focused on the future was challenging, honestly. I had been living that mindset for over a decade, guys. But it was time to call my inner warriors and say, guys, it's time to return to the present. Let's take a break today, because only by doing this can we truly celebrate. Okay. So you cannot celebrate if you're still in the future, if you are still planning something. You need to be in the present. In my case, it was like, when I declare to my future Fabios to be in the present. For me, it was like a group of Vikings returning home to have a party, enjoy some drinks, enjoy my achievement, and share joyful moments with their stories. So this is very important. You need to be in the present, especially it's normal you are projecting yourself in the future to understand how to achieve your milestones, right? But at the same time, it's also important to go back in the present, to be with your people, to, in this case, to celebrate your milestones, okay? Another way to celebrate is by enjoying something you love, in fact. So in my case, that means food, okay? So I say to my half, hey, you know what? Let's celebrate today by eating outside. It was beautiful. We laughed, we enjoyed, we discussed the fact that I had realized I was projecting too much into the future still. But now was the time to rest a little bit, establish a healthy routine, and especially to celebrate the fact that someone trusts me enough to spend their time, their energy, and their money. So, saying that, okay, I found this article on at tonyrobbins.com. And this article says in this way: 7 ways to celebrate success. Okay, so we are taking this title as example, and we're taking these 7 ways to celebrate success, but we are gonna answer based on my experience, okay, based on what happened to me, and I'm sure the experience of many of you. So the first way to celebrate success is take time for self-care. Okay, now example: a month ago, I bought this Lego set. I felt that Lego was something for me, so I started this new, let's say, as I could see, somewhat expensive hobby. And I decided to build a Harry Potter book. The Harry Potter book that eats the page, and it was very, I don't know. The satisfaction was nice. I loved it, and I decided to do that, to ground better myself in the present, I also bought a video game, Final Fantasy 16. But maybe you don't know actually. When I was younger, I enjoyed the Final Fantasy series, and I want to reconnect with my inner child. And that I did just that. Okay, I've been wanting to watch good anime again on Crunchyroll since I was an anime fan when I was younger, and I made sure to go out more as well, take breaks, be careful about what I eat, stay aware of the festivities around me. So basically, I focused on being present and feeling that the moment, because as I said, that paycheck remind me that the fact that I was missing out, to celebrate that paycheck, remind me that I was still too much in the future. Okay. Second way is spend time with those you love, of course. I always make an effort to be with the people I love, guys, regardless of how busy I am. However, when you focus too much on the future, you tend not to be fully present, okay, with your brain. And I mean, it's very sad. It's very sad for yourself. It's very sad for the people around you. Even when you try to be present, it's still hard, okay? So I made sure that this time I was with the people I love without thinking about my work or future plans. Another point is the third point is show your thankfulness. All right, what in this case thankfulness, we're talking about appreciate what happened around, what happened and what happens around you. So in this case, you have to acknowledge those who have helped you. It could be a note, could be anything, could be a motivational quote, could be your mentor, could be a particular podcast host you listen to, your family, your partner, it doesn't matter. From my experience, we often take credit for our achievements, guys, thinking they are solely due to our efforts, okay? I mean, hard work is important. Yeah, while hard work is important, while the journey to achieving our goals is often lonely, we acknowledge that. I acknowledge that. But we also have to remember that many people help us along the way, whatever directly or indirectly, whether you admit or not. But when we focus too much on what lies ahead or what lies forward, all right, we lose sight of those who support us behind our backs. So remember to appreciate them. Then we have number 4, get creative. Try something new and joyful, guys, like dancing. I don't know, even if you have never done it before. So do something different in a way that creates beautiful memories from these experiences that can stick with your milestones. Okay. In this case, they can stick better. And then the fifth one is practice gratitude. So be grateful for the reasons behind your milestones. All right, so don't forget that your achievements, guys, are often a result of someone believing you. So you have a responsibility to the people who listen to you, to follow to you and support your journey. Okay, remember that. Be spontaneous, number 6. So don't plan and schedule the time you achieve your milestone, all right? So focus on the present and make choices that come naturally in the moment, okay? So if your milestone come in an unexpected way, don't plan or schedule something for the future. Just be spontaneous. In this case, in this way, you can be also creative about it. And the last one, the 7th point that Tony Robbins mentioned as the seventh way of success is use successful as fuel. So in this podcast, guys, we frequently discuss energy. Okay, about 3 years ago, around 3 years ago, I didn't have many listeners and I wasn't making money, so I had to be creative with the energy I could call to move forward. All right. So I pay attention to my small number of listeners and picture them as one or two people in a class, something like that. And then when I had 3 or 4 listeners, or sometimes 5 or 6 listeners, I just imagine myself, still in a class with 3, 4, 5 people used to listen to me. And this was a way to gain energy from it. All right. So I also ensured that my employer's work was balanced as well. Give me the right energy to invest in my podcast. Okay. And I literally trained myself to get whatever energy I had to keep progressing. Okay. And after 2 years and 9 months now, I'm close to reaching a significant milestone where I have a quantity of downloads per episode that puts me ahead of 50% of podcasters. So it's great achievement. And I'm grateful for it, especially if we consider where I started, how I started. I also received another second payment from a wonderful person, from a wonderful human being. And I also started doing live streams where 2 listeners from my podcast show up and express their love for it. And hearing that touched me also, it made me realize more and more that behind the screen were not numbers, but real people investing their time in someone, investing their time in other people. I also received a message on my phone number. So someone spent their money to send me a personal message. So the satisfaction from this is immense, guys. And I'm truly grateful. And I will make sure to celebrate every moment that comes my way from now on and take this unlimited fuel of energy for my next self. Okay. So these basically these basically are the 7 ways to success, but especially are the in my opinion are the keys to feel grateful, be in the present, and celebrate your milestones. Okay. So before we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on what we have discussed today. Okay. First of all, let's acknowledge that this episode wasn't simply about a paycheck. It wasn't even about the $50 actually. It was more about the moment behind the moment, okay? The moment when you realize that success without presence doesn't feel like success at all, okay? So you need to be present with presence. And all in this way you can celebrate your goal. And today we explore something also pretty hidden, but powerful. The truth that money never carries the emotional weight we expect it to, okay? We think about the first sale, the first subscriber, the first paycheck. We think it's going to be like fireworks, but it doesn't work like that. Because when it finally arrives, we often feel confused, okay? Underwhelmed, guilt, even, like in my case. That's exactly where I was, guys. And we talk about the trap of projecting ourselves into the future. When our achievements finally show up, we're not even aware anymore. So our mind is still 3 steps ahead, 3 steps forward, planning, pushing, chasing. And because of that, we skip the celebration, okay? We skip the joy, we skip the moment that was meant to fill us. That's why today's lesson is so important, guys. So important. When we don't celebrate the present, we deny ourselves the emotional energy that fuels the next chapter of our journey, okay? And we also discuss the value of experiences, the misconception that real satisfaction comes from tangible factors such as money rather than from the spiritual benefits gained from experiences. Don't get me wrong. I mean, money is essential. They are part of our journey. No one can deny this factor. But money, guys, is a byproduct, a shadow, a reflection of the value you have created, okay? No more, nothing more, and nothing less. And when you consistently give value, you build something much more profound than success. You build trust, you build impact, you build meaning, and that is what your soul recognizes. All right. Hmm? So not the number in your account, but the person you are becoming. And lastly, today we looked at the 7 ways to celebrate success, not as a cliche, but as invitations to reconnect with yourself. Okay. So we talk about self care, not the commercial kind, but the kind that allows you to reconnect with your inner child, where you let yourself build the Lego sets, like in my case, play video games, watch anime, or simply walk without rushing anywhere, right? We talk about spending time with the people you love and actually being there, present, not think about the next task or the next episode or the next goal, okay? We spoke about appreciation, how easy it is to forget the people who helped us get here, right? The people who believed in us when the numbers didn't yet make sense. We talk about getting creative, guys, about doing something different, something playful, something your future self will remember, okay? We discuss gratitude, not the surface level kind, let's say, but the kind that roots you, the gratitude that reminds you that someone's out there is giving you their time, their energy, their trust. Okay. It's so beautiful. And we discuss also to let go of rigid plans, give yourself permission to feel the moment, right? Rather than try to control it. And finally, we discussed using your success as fuel. Because success, guys, is a form of energy, as everything in this world, in this universe. And when you let yourself celebrate it, you create momentum, okay? We often believe that momentum comes from hard work alone, but in reality, momentum comes from joy, from meaning. It comes from the moment that make you feel alive, okay? And today, I also reached another milestone in terms of monetization, my second payment. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful this time. Well, I was grateful as well before, but now I'm more in the present and I realize more how much powerful can be this achievement, as well as connecting with listeners through live streams and receiving messages from them, which reminds me that behind every download, guys, behind every view, and behind every number, there is a real person, okay? Someone choosing to spend a part of their life with me. Beautiful. Just beautiful. I mean, that blows my mind for real. And this is fuel. This is fuel. This is value. This is success with soul, with heartbeat, you know? And I guess this is the meaning of Journey to Success of this podcast. Now, I want to hear from you. What milestone did you overlook? What moment did you rush through? What achievement did you call, it's not enough? You know how many times I say, looks like it's never enough. No, it is enough. It is enough. It's more than enough. Okay. How would it feel to go back for you guys just for a minute and celebrate properly? Send me a message, share your story, or connect with me on Substack. I would love to know how you honor your wins and how you bring value into your own journey, okay? And then lastly, if you enjoyed today's episode, you already know how important it is to subscribe so you never miss an update. But what matters most, what matters even more, is sharing this episode with someone who might need a reminder to slow down, celebrate their growth, and reconnect with the present moment. Thank you so much for being here on Journey to Success. And remember, together, we're not just chasing success. We are becoming people of value, okay? One grounded, intentional step at a time. I'll see you in the next episode, guys. Cheers.